for 3 quarters, and as I said, you almost become your own worst enemy. You don't want to run the score up in those situations, but as the season wears on, and it's really a quick season, all of a sudden you wake up and you're in the 8th or 9th week, you need those guys to be out there for 4 quarters.
Well, not only that, there are pieces to the offensive attack that the Little Prexies have not worked on yet, and one of them, Guy mentioned in the pregame show, the fact that they've not thrown the football very much. For Washington to only average 8 passes a game through 3 games is just, I mean, that's not the balance that they got.
You really, you know, when you have a tradition like they have here at Wash High, I don't want to say it's easy to get the money, but at least it's easier to ask for the money.
You know, school board, one of those positions that's often thankless, and you know, here's Denny going off the school board, and he said, no, I'll step up and take this on as a project of mine. You know, really, and just I do want to tip of the hat to Denny Adams for that continued public service in that way. The ball teed up, and back deep to receive is Maurice Williams. We've seen Wingfield have some outstanding kicks. We've also seen the other end as well. And this one end over end. It'll be taken at about the 8-yard line. The ball is loose, pops off the chest of the receiver, and then he has to get out and cover the ball at about the 12-yard line.
Ball, so they dodge a bullet early here. Stowe Rock's lucky, really, to have possession.
Quarterback is Rich Olszewski. And the toss comes to the near side. Greer trying to run wide, forced back inside by Martinchek and dropped at about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, it's just a good open field tackle by Justin Martinchek, a junior.
Pickup, we'll call it. Split ends both directions for Olszewski. Second down, we'll call it 6. Give the ball to Rumpf, trying to cut it back across, and he's out close to the 20-yard line. Gain of 4 more. It's 3rd and 2.
From Wash High trying to mount a drive here in the opening minutes. Their first time they've had their hands on the ball.
Ed Peterson comes wide out to the near side. Olszewski fakes to Rumpf, hands off to Greer, ran into his own line and got maybe half a yard, maybe to the 21, but he's going to be a yard short of the first down. Washington runs 3 in, 3 out, gets the punt receive unit into the ball game. Justin Vaughn will line up in punt formation on 4th down and about a yard for the Vikings. Stowe Rock stays set there for a long time. Vaughn handles the snap and fakes it, runs to the near side, and picks up the first down out to the 23-yard line. Stowe Rocks runs the fake, and the Little Prexies peeled back to protect on for the punt.
Wash High would have had great field position, but they gambled and pays off.
Peterson goes wide left. Justin Vaughn wide out to the right, having picked up the first down. Olszewski steps under center. Toss goes to Greer, trying to run the left side, and he is hammered at the 24-yard line.
Well, it's one of those who wasn't in on the tackle. One of those leading the way was Steve Ward from his linebacker position.
And my guess, this is exactly what Stowe Rocks wants to do, keep the ball in their hands. 2nd down and 9 at the 24. Fake the handoff to Greer. Olszewski stands and throws the ball on the post, looking for Peterson. And Peterson cannot make the grab at the Washington 40-yard line.
Well, there was great coverage down there too, Bob.
Peterson was.
Yeah, I think that's a good word for it. Wash High just dinged up pretty much. A lot of nagging, minor type of injuries.
Tight end left, and the handoff goes to the left side, and nowhere for Vaughn to run.
4th and 9, which is a whole lot different than 4th and 1, obviously. So you'd have to think Stowe Rocks will be forced to kick it away.
Jason Ellis, Justin Martinchek back deep, along with Ryan Moy. Vaughn gets a good snap and gets the kick away. It will hit in front of Martinchek at midfield and take a Stowe Rocks bounce. Washington will have the ball at their own 44-yard line. Okay, I'm going to call the play for the video. 1st and 10 from the 44. Marsteller with a play fake. Scott Wingfield wide open, complete to the 50. He's to the 45, makes a move to the outside. 40, 35, stays inbounds, tiptoeing the sideline. And Larry Wingfield's going to take this for a Washington touchdown. How close? 5. First down for Washington from the 44-yard line. Larry Wingfield, the fullback, does a little drag route, comes out of the backfield and cuts toward the near sideline. Marsteller finds him. Wingfield with a couple of nice moves and takes it 56 yards for a Washington touchdown. The Little Prexies score in just 13 seconds after getting the ball. Jimmy Montecalvo to attempt the extra point, and now the line.
So Stowe Rocks did what they wanted to do offensively, but defensively there was no stopping Wash High.
Oh, thunder rolling around the area. Penalty marked off, and now the extra point attempt. Sutton holding. Montecalvo puts the foot to it, and Jimmy Montecalvo splits the uprights. Washington 7, Stowe Rocks nothing. 8:10 to play first quarter. The kickoff when we come back. Take it, or if I call for it, always have a 60 in one deck there. Okay. Right. Already? Wingfield, the pass game working pretty well.
Yeah, I'm glad they've had a chance to air it out tonight.
Wingfield approaches, puts the foot to this one and drives this one back. It is taken in the middle. Looks like Maurice Williams, and now they're going to run a reverse to the far side to Ed Peterson. And some blockers and room to run for Peterson. He's to the 30, to the 40-yard line, and dragged down finally at the 44-yard line. The Stowe Rocks come
to open the game when they were pinned pretty far back.
Talk about kick coverage here in just a moment after this play. Twins to the right, and when Stowe Rocks is in twins, they almost always throw the football. 1st and 10, just shy of the 44-yard line. Olszewski drops and rolls right. Has a little bit of room. Now will run when it gets hit from behind and driven forward and picks up about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play.
Colin Miles in on the tackle for Wash High. 6'1", 245 pounds. I know early on, Bob, because I listened to the Wash High Trinity game, and I know there were some concerns on the kick coverage there. I mean, if you had to find it.
Graded on what you're supposed to do on kick coverage, and that is stay in your lane, and a reverse points that out when you're breaking down there, points it out very well. 4-yard pickup for Olszewski. It is 2nd and 6. The toss to Greer, hit in the backfield and stopped at the 46, a loss of 2.
Thought we were going to be okay, but apparently there's still some showers in the area, and it's starting to fall.
It is pouring down again. Stowe Rocks twins to the right. Little Prexies jump, but didn't get into the zone. Olszewski rolls this way, throws the ball to the sideline, looking for Peterson. Incomplete.
Wash High will get ready to, they assume, return a punt.
Well, Prexies may have too many guys on the field. Now they run one off, and now it's a good thing they did.
Yep, they would have. You're right.
Vaughn to punt, 31-yard effort his first time. Now he's going to throw the football. They swing it out to the far side, and the pass is caught. It is a completion, and on the pleated pass.
Line of scrimmage is the Stowe Rocks 33, so Washington's got good field position.
6:19 to play. Marsteller with a play fake, rolls right, throws the ball across the middle, pass bobbled and then dropped at about the 48-yard run after the catch. 7-0 Washington leading. Jimmy Montecalvo the wide out to the near side. 2nd down and 10 at the Stowe Rocks 33. 8 guys in the box. The handoff. Jason Ellis bounces off one hit. Tried to give a little ground. Now runs out of a tackle, looking to get back to the line of scrimmage. And Ellis turns absolutely nothing into a couple of yard gain.
Yeah, that was the perfect example of how you keep your shoulders squared to the line of scrimmage, how you keep running, and if they don't bring you down, sometimes you get a little lucky. The thing is, once you get by that, hopefully you've got some running room. They nearly did it.
Montecalvo right, Moy left, lightning flashing all over the place. The umpire steps in now. And I think they're going to send the teams to the sidelines.
Ball's at the 30-yard line. Wash High coming up now on offense with 3rd down.
3rd and 7 for Washington at the 30. Martinchek goes in motion. Marsteller keeps and has Sapula blocking for him. Makes a move. He's got 5, 6, 7, 10 yards first down.
Well, just a good job both by Brent Marsteller, but also by Tommy Zapula leading the way. Zapula was the main blocker in front of Marsteller, and he just cleared a path, and you can see it coming up here. Plenty of running room for Marsteller. That was simply a rollout. There was no option there. Brent just tucked it under his arms, and it was a run from the get-go.
Just under 5 minutes to play in this opening quarter. Ball at the 20-yard line. Montecalvo wide right. Martincheck goes in motion. The handoff goes straight ahead. Wingfield going toward the end zone. Touchdown, his second of the night.
Well, Larry Wingfield making it look pretty easy as he takes it in. He took that 56-yard pass earlier from Marsteller, and now Wingfield on the ground as a running back taking it in.
A lot of faking going on there, and nobody saw Wingfield coming out with the ball, Andy.
Yeah, man. He scored a touchdown, and hey, that was easy.
Yeah, they did do a great job on the fake. You're right on that.
Yep.
Sutton to hold, Marsteller to snap, Montecalvo to kick. Washington leading 13-0. Snap is good, hold is good, and Montecalvo puts the kick up, and it is no good. Wide to the left. Pulled it off to the left a little bit. 13-0 Washington. Back at Wash-I Stadium, Little Prexy set to kick off for the third time tonight.
Word from the weather forecasters, the storm has apparently passed through the area, so hopefully we'll be okay. They said it would take about 15 or 20 minutes, and with the rain stopped, it's obviously moved through.
Maurice Williams, Charles Greer, and Ed Peterson back to receive the Wingfield kickoff. Greer will take it and drop it at the 11-yard line. Picks it up, gets out to the 13, and snowed under there.
I'll tell you, Bob, that's the second time he's had trouble back there on taking the, they were down there, good coverage.
Twins go to the left side. Again, as we said earlier, when Stowe Rocks lines up in Twins, they typically throw the ball. This time they run it. Just as soon as I get that said, carry out to about the...
Assisted heading into the football game tonight.
Twins to the near side, Peterson and Vaughn. Olszewski drops and rolls this way. Stumbles and goes down. The knee hits down. And
Field for the first score from 56 yards out, and then Wingfield on a 20-yard run a few minutes ago.
Backs split, Rumpf and Greer behind Olszewski. Split ends both directions. Run the draw to Greer, trying to find a hole. Gets a little room out across the 15 and drag down at about the 17-yard line, maybe the 18, but it'll bring up fourth down and long.
Sizable yardage.
Vaughn apparently to punt. He is faked twice, one successfully, one unsuccessfully. Fields a high snap, gets the kick away. Washington got all kinds of pressure on him, and it's a very short punt, and it will get only out to the 25-yard line.
Again, the pressure was there, but the kick was also very short.
First and 10, Washington at the 25-yard line. Twins left, Montecalvo and Moy, and all of a sudden, one of them nearly uncovered. Montecalvo is open, and the ball just knocked away. Lunging effort. Nice play by the linebacker to
need the work. You got to get out there, and until you get in the game situation, it's different than in practice.
Montecalvo goes right, picked up by Peterson. Vaughn covering Moy wide left. Martincheck in motion. Delay handoff to Jason Ellis. Hit behind the line, works forward back to the line of scrimmage, and now it's third down and
25 with a minute 45 left in the first quarter.
Third down and 10. Ellis goes in motion from his slot right. Marsteller rolls right. Pressure in his face, throws, and a pass over the top of Ryan Moy, incomplete.
Vikings 25-yard line.
You go back to first down and the big defensive. Still raining out there.
You got some good cuts, Mike, from South Point. That lady, thanks.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Okay, here we go. Fourth down and it looked like an unofficial sideline warning to the Vikings. First and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Olszewski with an eye set behind him. Fake the ball to Greer. Greer trying to stay in a block. Passes away off a couple of players and picked off by Mickey Mansfield. Interception at the Washington 45-yard line. That ball went off the chest of three different players.
Yeah, there was at least a half dozen players that may have had a shot at it after it started ricocheting around down there, and it was almost, you thought that maybe a couple of Wash-I players might accidentally come together and the ball fall incomplete, but Washington 45 on the turnover.
Vaughn was the intended receiver. It hit off his chest and hands first, and then, Jim, as you mentioned, afraid Washington might pick each other off. Standing right there was Peterson. I was afraid he was going to end up with the football. Hand off to Jason Ellis, trying to make a move inside the 45, and finally tossed to the ground at about the 38-yard line, first down.
Well, I don't want to take anything away from the run by Ellis because it was a nice one, but you got to give the offensive line a big pat on the back there. They blew open some holes in that front line and gave Ellis the running room he needed, and when a running back has that kind of space, it makes it look pretty easy. So good job by the offensive line, especially the guards and tackles there.
17 yards on the play from scrimmage. First and 10 at the Stowe Rocks 38-yard line. Washington leading 13-0. Final minute of the first quarter. Ball game delayed by lightning. Split ends both directions. Slot Martincheck goes in motion. Fake the delay to Ellis. And looking on the post for Moy. Comes up to make the grab at about the 10-yard line and dragged down right away.
Good job by Ryan Moy, and what he did, he got behind or beyond the defensive coverage for Stowe Rocks. They had some guys back there, but Moy was able to get behind them. And
27-yard pickup to the 11. Ends now in a tight set. Martincheck, the wing, goes in motion one way. Marsteller to put it up, looks to the back of the end zone. Pass just a little too far. In passes, and 6 runs in the book as of right now. Second down and 10 at the 11 and delay of game. And that 27-yard pass, Moy did a nice job. Had to react back to the middle of the field. Pass wasn't behind him, but a little short. He was able to get back and get that. Loss of 5 on a penalty. Hand off to Martincheck, spun around, and he gets most of the penalty. 5. Not being treated to something they want to see. But here, Washington leading 13-0. Little Prexies with third down and 11. Hand off to Jason Ellis, running the left side, and Ellis runs away from people and takes it to the end zone for the touchdown.
I don't even think anybody got a hand on Ellis. That's how good a job the offensive line did, blowing some holes open again. And this is becoming a familiar scenario here. Nobody from Stowe Rocks even putting a hand on Ellis.
And Washington will now go for 2, having missed the extra point kick on the last touchdown.
That was a 55-minute first quarter, incidentally, if you're keeping track.
5 plays, overcame a delay of game penalty. And Washington now to attempt the conversion. Toss to Martincheck, runs the right side, untouched into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
A lot of good blocking, including one by Larry Wingfield on that one.
Washington 21, Stowe Rocks nothing. 11:55 to play, first half. Washington turns the interception by Mickey Mansfield into a 55-yard TD drive on 5 plays. Jason Ellis with the 12-yard touchdown run for the score.
Can you believe it? 21-0.
21-0. Little Prexies, the only one they didn't was the one they had the best field position, the 25-yard line. It came away empty. Larry Wingfield with the ball teed up at the near hash mark. Ed Peterson awaits on the far side, and that's typically where Wingfield's tried to drive it. And Peterson will take it, backpedaling at the 7-yard line, running up the far side of the 15 to the 20, and out to about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line.
But on the road against Wash High, he got a tough job ahead of him.
Shane Rumpf and Charles Greer in the backfield behind quarterback Rich Olszewski. Hand the ball off to the fullback Rumpf. Stood up at the line of scrimmage, no gain, and a flag in late. And a look.
Well, whatever it is, certainly against Washington, it gives Stowe Rocks a first down. Guy not protesting a whole lot.
First and 10, Stowe Rocks at their own 43-yard line, and Greer bounced off a hit. And then ends up now out and around midfield.
Well, down play.
Second down and 2. Stowe Rocks to Washington 49. Wide outs both ways. Tight end to the right. And Olszewski to put it up. Looking to Vaughn. Complete. Gets first down yardage. And will be dragged down at about the completion. The first thrown by Olszewski.
I may have said 42. It's 47-yard line.
10:05 to play. Delay handoff to Greer. Hit and dropped in the backfield.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Good job on the stop by Miles.
Greer, just no sooner did he get the handoff than Miles took Greer.
Yeah, Miles was right there. Good play. Saw it coming right in front of him all the way and stormed right in there. pushing it back now from the 47 to the 49.
2nd and 12. Peterson right, Vaughn left, tight end left. Olszewski in trouble and wrapped up on the sack. Jason Ellis in there to wrap him up along with Mickey Mansfield.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Ellis had that play. You talked about plays it being right in front of you. Ellis had that one sniffed out all the way, and he just saw it coming and stayed with the quarterback and dropped him. Huge loss on that play. So good job defensively by Jason Ellis. Hitting 21-0. Still some rain falling.
Vaughn to the right. Peterson wide left, 3rd and 19, little swing pass. Nope, they abandon that. Olszewski throws the ball out near side, and a pass incomplete, flag down.
Well, we'll see. Larry Wingfield is the guy that had the pressure on the quarterback all the way. I don't know. They call him for, wouldn't be a late.
In mind.
Back deep is Jason Ellis. He'll go back around his 25-yard line.
And Justin Martincheck there as well. They don't have a punter in the game.
They're going to have to call timeout. Boy, that's...
and he lives in East Washington.
Well, then you might have to run for council.
Well,
you can run for mayor of East Washington.
That's right. Harold Fergus, get nervous.
That's right.
All right, punt formation for the Vikings after the timeout. Snap is on the ground. It gets by Vaughn. Vontae Johnson coming on. The Little Prexies are going to just cover the football and end up on the turnover with the takeaway. Yep, to the left, Montecalvo and Moy for Washington. Ellis then set in a tight end right. Marsteller drops and rolls to his left, throws the ball into traffic, and ball overthrown, incomplete. Maurice Williams probably Washington leading. Moy wide right. And the handoff goes to Jason Ellison. He's snowed under in the backfield, loss of a couple.
That's one of those that had trouble written off.
20-yard scamper. And also as Wingfield's caught a 56-yard TD pass. 3rd, we'll call it 13 at the 30. Vikings jump but didn't get into the zone. Marsteller setting up a screen. A pass to Wingfield, short hopped, incomplete. Washington got the ball at the Vikings 27, and now as they did earlier when they got the ball at the 25, incomplete pass. An ineffective run and an incomplete pass. Ellis flies in motion, and the Little Prexies just called for delay of game.
Yeah. So they'll try it again on 4th down, only 5 yards farther back.
4th and 18, Ellis flying in motion. Marsteller rolls right, sets and throws on the post. Into traffic, ball knocked away by Vaughn. Ellis, in terms of total offense, 19 yards rushing, minus 11 yards passing, 8 yards total offense. 1st and 10. And off to Greer, trying to find a way. Runs to the right side, got stood up, kept his feet going, and then got hammered.
Yeah, a lot of guys in on the stop. One of those was Jason L. to this point.
Well, Prexi's getting a substitution on the line. The last minute, Tom Giles checks in, and Colin Miles comes out. Toss run to the right side. Greer trying to get outside, and ends up, again, very little running room. Third down and 9, snap from the shotgun, shovel pass ahead to Greer, and Greer in trouble, and he'll lose 5 yards.
Paid a Viking punt here. Send their deep men back to around their own 35-yard line.
Morton back in punt formation. A snap goes ahead to Vaughn, and they hand the ball. Montecalvo wide right. Moy wide out to the left. And Martincheck in motion. Now pass dumped off to Martincheck with 3 guys out in front. Makes a move, makes one tackler miss. Martincheck tripped up at the 15, stays on his feet to the 10, and trying to tiptoe along the sideline, but stepped out of bounds near the 8-yard line, 1st and goal.
Faking what they're into, concealing what they wanted to do, and letting the play unfold, having time for the little screen pass there.
A 23-yard pickup, the pass to Martincheck. 1st and goal at the 7. Marsteller to put it up again. Throws the ball into the end zone. A pass in.
And that late.
2nd and goal at the 7. Ellis goes in motion, takes the handoff, runs left, cuts back to his right, drives toward the goal line.
But Washington their 3rd touchdown. Ellis coming into the game with 4 touchdowns on the season, 3 rushing and 1 returning.
3rd and goal, Little Prexies from the 1. Ellis gets the call and gets to the end zone untouched. Second score of the night. Washington leads 27-0.
So Ellis just taking in, short run, capping off and fitting too. He picked up quite a bit of yards. So after the touchdown run by Ellis, Washington will try and extend their lead to 28-0 with Montecalvo in to try the point after.
Marsteller to snap, Sutton to hold. Both of those are good, and Montecalvo puts the foot to the kick, and it is wide right, no good. Washington 27, Stowe Rocks nothing. Okay. Okay. Receive, and that means Fred Hunt checks into the ball game. He's on the far side. Greer is in the middle, and now on the near side, Keith Wicks. And it looks like it will be Wicks moving over between the numbers and the sideline. Ball off his chest. Wicks picks up the ball, and he's in big trouble.
That is at least the 3rd time that I can remember. There may have been more, but at least 3 that they have had trouble handling the kickoff.
Washington will get their opportunity at least, if not before, when we start the second half. Greer takes a handoff, and the Little Prexies defensive linemen take Greer, and down he goes.
At the stadium.
Twins to the rights for Rich Olszewski. His 2nd down and about 13, and Olszewski in his own end zone dumps the ball off, incomplete. Had a now 3rd down and 13 from the shotgun. Olszewski in trouble, rolls and gets out of the end zone, but is dropped at about the 2, maybe the 3-yard line on the sack.
Well, he's really scrambling there too. He's lucky to get out. Larry Wingfield's the guy that brought him down. Well, normally you'd say, as the officials call a timeout, normally you would think certainly no fake here, but the way things have been going, even if they get a successful kick away, Wash High should still have it on the Stowe Rocks half of the field.
Well, and given the last couple of snaps, there's no guarantee that they'll get a successful kickoff. Center grabs the ball now. And Stowe Rocks Vaughn to punt from his own end zone. Gets a little pressure, and a wobbly kick hits out around the 35. Martinchek bobbles it, then picks it up at the 30. Runs into one guy, bounces off of that, gets to the 25-yard line. It's still shoving a pile forward.
Halftime conversation with the guy, and if it stops, we'll go down, but the umbrellas are still out.
And it is coming down. Washington with a 1st down. Handoff goes to the fullback, Mickey Mansfield, and he slips out of one tackle and finally is tripped up at about the 17-yard line.
Guy off the board here. Maybe bend but not break, so to speak. Give him some yardage, but not let him in the end zone.
Wideouts both ways. 2nd down, we'll call it 4 for the Little Prexies. And off to Justin Martinchek, who checked back into the game. He's to the 15, spun around and down at the 14-yard line.
Maybe a yard or 2 for that 1st down.
It is Ray Robinson, the ball carrier. Robinson grabbed from behind at the 12 and pulled back. Go for 2. Take it to the locker room. From the 12. Quick hitter, Mickey Mansfield right up the middle. Touchdown.
Good job by Marsteller with some fakes in there as well. And Mansfield just took the ball, took the handoff, and rambles in from 12 yards out. And even though they weren't able to run off the last minute like they may have wanted to do, the scoring coming with 1:22 left to go, still you get it in the end zone whenever you can, and that's Key Mansfield.
That'll be his first score, I believe, Jim.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking to see if I maybe have missed one, but it is. You're right. That's his first score of the year.
Snap back into the stomach of Sutton. Tees it up, and this kick is pushed wide to the right. No good. And Jimmy's missed 3 tonight. Wow. on it where you can just catch it and stand it up.
Yeah, you think point afters are almost automatic, but again, there are some things that can go wrong. They don't often do, but from time to time that'll happen. So Wash High will have to kick it off, and Stowe Rocks will have a minute 22 to try and do something with it.
Wingfield approaches, the ball hits and is taken on the hop by Peterson. Peterson trying to bring the ball back to the middle field, and he's got some running room. Cuts it back to his right, back to his left, to the near side across the 45, and he's dragged down by Martincheck at about the 47-yard line. Mark Clark in the ball game as a defensive back. Ryan Moy back playing safety. 1st and 10 from the 47. Olszewski dumps it off to Greer. Greer on the screen. He's to midfield. Flag comes down way up the field at about the 35-yard line. 1st and about 12 now at their own. 1st and 12 at their own 45. Olszewski chased right, throws the ball back into the middle of the field, incomplete. That's the 3rd completion for Olszewski. Olszewski rolls to the near side, just kind of dumps it off. Greer tried to reach down and make the grab, and he's not able to. The incomplete pass brings up 3rd down. Only completed, I have 3 of 11 passes, but good for 106 yards and 1 touchdown. 3rd and 12 for the Vikings. Olszewski drops and rolls right, pulls the ball down, bounces off a hit. Now heaves the ball downfield. Has Peterson there, ball knocked away and intercepted by the Little Prexies. I believe that's Ryan Moy back playing center field. Peterson tried to knock him off of it, and Moy with the interception gives the Little Prexies the ball back. The Washington 3rd takeaway of the night. 2 interceptions, one by on a deflection by Mansfield. Washington possession. Stowe Rocks just finished their 8th possession of the half. Ellis in motion from the slot. Marsteller drops and rolls right, pressure right in his face. It's grabbed down around the knee, got stood back up, and then takes a big hit. Marsteller to put it up. Gets the ball out complete to Moy on the left side. Moy makes one move, now makes another. He's got 6 guys in his face, though. And the completion to Moy will be good out to about the 27-yard line. A late flag comes from a long way away. Let's go to the sideline, and Jim Jefferson inbounds and take it the distance.
Well, and Bob Washington
on that opening possession, they held on to the football. And now the Vikings will have to kick off, and Washington will be ready for any kind of chicanery here. But the kick comes toward the near side. It's taken at the 22-yard line. I believe that's Jason Ellis across the 40 and tossed to the ground at about the 44.
Getting very close to that 35-point differential.
Just want to mention this is the 44-yard line, the same 44 where they started their first possession of the ball game. Montecalvo right, Moy wide left for Brent Marsteller, and Marsteller drops to put it up again, steps and gets hit on the pressure, covers up and goes down on the sack.
Yeah, well, not the way you want to start off in the second half with a not only with a pass play that doesn't work, but a loss as well.
Marsteller with a quick toss back to Ellis and then throws a block, and Ellis is gone. Goodbye, see you later. Marsteller with a good kick out, Ellis is gone. 63 yards for his 4th touchdown of the night.
And how many times has Ellis turned that play off to the left side and found nobody, almost nobody there, as the offense throwing down some key blocks to spring Ellis.
63-yard touchdown run unofficially, 8 carries, 99 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Now Montecalvo to attempt the extra point out of the Sutton hold. Line is set. Marsteller snap. Montecalvo approaches. And the kick is good. Washington 40. Stowe Rocks nothing. Just 1:01 gone in the quarter. And Washington from the 44 gave up a sack. And then from the 37, a 63-yard run for Jason Ellis. Wingfield approaches, drives this kick back to the 5, and it's on the ground. Wicks finally goes back, gets the handle. He's got 4 blue jerseys in his face, makes all of them miss, gets out across the 10 and 15 and out to about.
All the times for Stowe Rocks they were able to recover, but they're just losing valuable yardage back there.
Greer and Rumpf in the backfield, tight end set to the left, flanker left, and play goes to the left for a
lead. Just joining us, wondering why we're running a little bit late. We had at least a half-hour lightning delay in the first quarter.
Morton wide out to the left. Toss goes to the left. Morton trying to throw a crack back. A handoff. The toss went to Greer, and Greer picks up maybe 3 yards across the 20. Moved the linebacker.
Yeah.
And really is just growing into that.
Quite a transition.
Leading tackler, and wait till he grows into the position. Twins right, roll out to the right. Olszewski wants to throw the football. He ran into his own man. Greer spun around at the 22, got stood up and pounded.
Well, I think the guy that put the hit on him was Jason Ellis. And then a couple other guys brought him down, but somebody hit him in the... So on fourth down, Wash High anticipating a Stowe Rocks punt, but the way the Vikings have played the first half, you just never know.
Vaughn is in punt formation. Olszewski the up back, and Vaughn's going to throw the football. It's the ball out, incomplete, had it behind Ed Peters. Stowe Rocks 24, and the clock turning with the Federation mercy rule. Montecalvo right, Moy left. Marsteller hand-to-hand, then give it to Martinchek, and Martinchek takes it up the middle, touchdown.
And here's another one that he went in untouched. And I'll tell you, when you got the speed that Wash High has, once Martinchek got some blocking up front, he was gone, and nobody touched him either. So Justin Martinchek takes it in.
Wash High scored as many points as when they played Seton LaSalle last season at 98.
Martinchek had one touchdown coming into the game, so that's his second.
Montecalvo to attempt the kick, and this one is into the line. Didn't really have the height to get it going. The kick is blocked. Washington heads back up the field. 7:41 to play in the third quarter. Washington 46, Stowe Rocks nothing to kick off when we come back. Maurice Williams back deep for Stowe Rocks to receive, and Williams had left the game earlier injured, so it's good to see him back in the ball game. And Wingfield approaches to kick it off. Ed Peterson comes up to take this kick off at the 10-yard line, trying to get to the return to the right side. Stop and go and down. I should have just did stop and go and stop. The Stowe Rocks assistant coaches for their nice comments about our broadcast of the Riverview game a couple of weeks ago. Ball at the 13-yard line for the Vikings, and they are struggling. Olszewski looks to put it up, now flushed out, runs, looked to make a jump pass, now eats the football, trying to run out, and got stood up, and Danny Moses put the hit on him. So now Vaughn will quarterback. This is Justin Vaughn at the helm, has Rumpf and Greer split behind him.
Well, nothing like coming in with the ball on the 2-yard line.
Second and about 12, and play tackle in the end zone, safety.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, you got the backs of the wall. You got the new quarterback in there, and I don't know if they didn't hand it off cleanly or if it's just great job by the Wash High defense up front or both, but the safety.
And Greer, and now a free kick, and Morton will punt the ball away. It will hit near midfield and kick past Jason Ellis. He'll backpedal to his 30 to pick up the ball, and Ellis is going to turn upfield and drive the head, fumbled the football, and scramble for it. And the Vikings, I think, have the football.
Yeah,
Jason Ellis. Olszewski back in the ball game, and looks like Greer is as well. First and 10, Stowe Rocks at the Washington 36. And the ball off to Greer, trying to run the left side, and gets half a yard maybe.
Well, they saw Ellis do that on the left.
Ringgold 20, Trinity 7. Upper St. Clair leading Bethel Park now 14-10. A final, Mount Lebanon 42, Uniontown 12. Another final, Jeanette 23, South Park 14. Fake the toss, hand it off to the fullback, and Sean Rumpf is stacked up.
The 37-yard line now, 4:55 left, 48-0. We're in the third quarter.
Third and 11 for Stowe Rocks. Olszewski drops, looks right to Vaughn, pump fake. Everybody backs up. Olszewski trying to run with it. So the 35 pulls the ball down like he wanted to throw and was already across the line of scrimmage. It ends up gaining about 6. Peterson and Vaughn come to the right. It is fourth down and about 6 at the Washington 32. Olszewski drops and rolls to the right. Tries to step through the defenders, carries the ball forward, gets inside to 30, stopped at the 20.
They seem to finish it off tonight.
Washington at the 27, first down. Now they squeeze the end in on one side and move Moy out to the right. Looks like a busted play, and Marsteller in trouble trying to use a stiff arm, carrying that ball like a loaf of bread too.
Well, the play went.
Marsteller tucks the ball in the hip, runs to the right, runs out of a possible tackle, turns it up, gets across the 35, the 40, and gets a first down. Oh. So, I mean, you got to keep things under control. Marsteller with a toss back to Ray Robinson. Robinson up across the 45-yard line, a gain of about 5. 1:40 to go, third quarter. Washington controlling this one from their first play from scrimmage. 56-yard touchdown pass. Martin Check flying in motion. The little delay handoff to Ellis, and Stowe Rock snuffs that out after a short gain. Ball at the 47, third down and 4, and Ellis takes the toss. Trying to run to the near side, hit and dropped shy of the line of scrimmage. Right away. And a flag down. Last week after the ball game about lack of concentration. And, okay, no pass that over there. So Justin Gregula on to punt for the first time tonight. And Washington with the 48-0 advantage. Clock turning. Low snap. Gregula fields it, just gets the kick away. Took a little bump, and the kick is a bad one, and it's going to bounce backwards, and it's going to end up being a 4-yard punt.
Wow.
Sean Williams, one corner, Ryan Brees at the other. First and 10, Stowe Rocks, the Washington 44. Charles Greer trying to run right and lunges forward, gets -4 yards rushing, -2 yards passing for Stowe Rocks. Peterson wide to the near side. Olszewski from the shotgun throws the ball across the middle. It's tipped. Diving attempt incomplete. Diving attempt at.
Normally, of course, an incompleted pass would stop the clock, but in our scenario, it keeps running.
Olszewski to put it up, flushed out, rolls to his left, throws the ball for the flag, looking for Peterson just beyond his 5.
There's no point even trying to fake it now.
Olszewski takes a snap, drops, sets up a screen, a pass is complete, and a big play made at the 40-yard line. The completion is good, but the tackle made right away by Jim Hayburn.
Hayburn came storming in and just crunched him. And, you know, Stowe Rocks had set that play up very nicely. It was a good pass. He had 3 blockers in front of him. And then, bam, Hayburn comes up and just stops him cold at the 40.
9:05 to play in the ball game. Completion to Greer. Tackle by Hayburn. Loss of 1 on the play. Another pass play for a loss.
That's one of those hits that you want to make sure the shoulder pads are still in the right spot when you get up.
Gregula to quarterback. And running back comes in motion, takes a handoff. Ontae Johnson gains about 3 yards before being driven.
To get everybody in there, as many people as you can. You never know as you go through the year with injuries and things like that when you might be forced to put somebody in.
Second down and about 7. Gregula hands to the fullback and the carry.
Stop the run. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any trick plays or anything fancy here. You better line up and figure they're going to run at you.
DJ Valley in the ball game. He's wide out to the left. Javon Washington in motion, and a handoff to Ray Robinson. He gets midfield. First down and more inside the 45, and is tripped up at about the 4.
To go, fourth quarter, 48-0 Washington.
Gregula under center. It's wide outs both ways. Hand to hand. Cherry gives it back the other direction, and 6.5 minutes remaining. Skaggs wide left. Javon Washington goes in motion. Robinson gets a little delayed handoff, spun around, got a yard, maybe 2 to the third down and 12.
We can live with this.
Valley left. Skaggs wide to the right for Gregula on 3rd and 12. Gregula on a play fake in trouble, and down he goes back at a.
And again, no surprise expected here. They'll kick it away.
Second punt for Gregula. It's a good snap here. Last time had trouble and has to go up to save this one. Got pressure right in his face and got this kick away. It hits and again takes a big Stowe Rocks bounce. This one's down around the 30-yard line. The Vikings will have it there first. 5. Second down and 5. Olszewski to put it up, lays it down the far sideline. Pass is overthrown, intercepted by Javon Washington. He's at the 30-yard line looking for a block, and Washington goes down. Somebody wants to stop it. Oh, that can't be right. I must have messed up. 5. On 1st and 10, Ray Robinson with a call.
Clock here in the football game. Wash High with this one well in hand. Be on the road next week against Burgettstown. We'll be down and talk to Guy Montecalvo after the game.
Vikings jump into the neutral sideline. Clock turning now, 2:35 remaining. Well, Prexy's flipping people around. John Brigard going wide out to the left. Washington goes in motion, and Robinson takes the handoff. And Robinson picks up 5, just gets away. Split end left, split end right. Now is Tex Loy Smith in the ball game. Wide out to the right side. Robinson again, that same play, carries to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, and down to the 25-yard. He said, beginning of the night, let's play some football. And
well, Wash High did.
In fact, they did. The ball at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Little Prexies. And a flag. Grigula brings the team to the line. Wide out to the left is Mike Pest. To the right side is Sean Williams. Javon Washington goes in motion. Ray Robinson gets the handoff. Robinson stopped and dropped. 25 seconds to play. And Grigula under center for what should be the final play of the game. Cherry in motion, takes it to the left side. Cherry with a couple of people out in front, cuts it back to his right. Brian Cherry heading for the corner, takes it for a touchdown. It is 54-0. Snap good. Grigula approaches, and the kick is no. Back at Wash High Stadium, where the Little Prexies lead 54-0. And the kickoff sails well out of bounds over into the long jump. 48-47 and now 54. We're sitting on 48 again until Brian Cherry ripped off the run. One more time, Larry Wingfield approaches. Hangs this up in the air. The ball hits at the 20. Ball picked up by Morton, I believe, and he is taken out of bounds to an end. And we'll hopefully hear from the coach when we come back in just a minute.